Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a source text that is, quite honestly, mind-bending. We're going from the very real, very chilling historical mystery of the Pharaoh's curse straight into a profound, almost sci-fi theory about the universe's ultimate secrets. So settle in, because we're taking a ride from ancient Egyptian tombs straight into existential philosophy. Okay, let's kick things off with the literal warning left for excavators like Howard Carter. Imagine breaking into a dark, spacious room under a massive pyramid. You don't just find ancient artifacts. You find a mud sculpture board with this chilling message. Quote, "Death will come on swift wings to those who disturb the peace of the king." End quote. I mean, that is not a subtle hint. It's a direct, undeniable threat meant to keep intruders far, far away. And, well, it gets worse. That wasn't the only warning they tripped over. A second statue delivered this equally terrifying inscription. "I am the one who is matched with the scorching heat of the desert, which forces tomb robbers to flee and is responsible for guarding the tomb of Tutankhamun." The text we're analyzing frames this not just as some old-school superstition, but as an active, deadly, supernatural security system, like an ancient alarm system that you really, really don't want to trip. Now, you might be thinking, sure, spooky words, but this wasn't just an idle threat. Look at how this curse systematically dismantled the core excavation team. In 1922, the leader and financial backer, Lord Carnarvon, falls ill and dies right after the tomb is opened. 1926, one of Carter's assistants dies of a sudden lung disease. Fast forward to 1929, a second assistant just abruptly drops dead at age 45. In 1939, Carter's own daughter tragically takes her own life, leaving a note saying she couldn't bear the curse. That very same year, Carnarvon's mother-in-law dies from a strange bug bite. It's just a relentless, targeted sequence of tragedy. And to give you a sense of just how eerie this whole thing was, the source zeroes in on the final moments of the excavation leader, Lord Carnarvon. While burning up with a high fever, his sister actually recorded him screaming, "I heard him calling me, and I'm going to join him." And get this, the nurse who was with him in that Cairo hospital, the one who heard those exact final shouts, she inexplicably died shortly after. You just can't make this stuff up. So we are not just talking about one or two unlucky coincidences here. The sheer scale is staggering. By the end of 1923, which is just a single year after the tomb was opened, 22 people involved in the excavation had inexplicably dropped dead. 22. And then came what the text describes as an overwhelming avalanche of secondary victims. Notice how bizarre these deaths were. We're talking about an American railroad tycoon dying of the plague, a Cairo museum director dropping from heart disease just weeks after bragging that he didn't believe in the curse. There's even a San Francisco police officer hospitalized by some unknown force that made him violently shiver, simply from guarding a relic. It's like the curse cast this terrifyingly wide, indiscriminate net. If we tally it all up according to the research in our source, at least 40 sudden deaths among archaeologists alone are directly linked to the Pharaoh's tomb. 40. And a sobering thought here, that number only accounts for the famous or documented folks. It literally doesn't even touch on the countless unnamed workers who likely died without anyone ever looking into the real cause of their passing. To really drive home the inescapable nature of these ancient defenses, the source text pulls up another crazy historical example. Around 1900, way before King Tut was found, excavators uncovered a cursed stone sarcophagus with this exact inscription. "Whoever touches this coffin will be in trouble or will be swallowed by seawater." Unsurprisingly, everyone involved in digging it up reportedly died one after another. But wait, because the historical twist here is going to absolutely blow your mind. In March of 1912, an American millionaire actually bought this exact sarcophagus and had it loaded onto the Titanic to bring it to the United States for an exhibition. Yes, the Titanic. When the ship struck the iceberg and went down, the sarcophagus went with it, literally fulfilling the exact wording of the curse to be swallowed by seawater. I mean, what are the odds of that? Section 2, the cosmic boundary, guarding ultimate secrets. All right, so we've established the creepy pattern of deaths, right? But here is where the explainer takes a hard left turn into some really esoteric philosophy to explain why this is happening. The author theorizes that pyramids aren't just fancy graves. They are the actual womb of human birth. The idea is that they hold absolute foundational mysteries that dictate whether humanity should even continue surviving on Earth.
Basically, unearthing these structures threatens the literal cosmic order of life and reincarnation.
This comparison really highlights how the author thinks. They draw a straight line between ancient tomb robbers and the existential threats of modern science. On one side, violating the pyramid, the so-called womb of humanity, disrupts the cosmic balance. On the flip side, the author compares this to modern curiosity getting out of hand, like mass-producing humans through cloning or stealing classified military secrets from the Department of Defense. It's framing both of these actions as crossing a fundamental, forbidden boundary that humanity is just not ready for. To kind of put us in the shoes of a cosmic creator or higher power, the text throws this wild thought experiment at us. It asks, if the dogs we raise at home gradually possess human intelligence, should we continue to raise them or execute them? Wow, right? It's a super intense, definitely uncomfortable way to ask us to imagine humanity as a lesser creation, a creation that might just be learning a bit too much, too fast, and threatening the natural order above it. Bringing it back to that Department of Defense analogy, the author lays out the cold, unforgiving logic of the curse. Step 1, you lock down your ultimate secrets with guards and electronic protection, or, a giant stone pyramid and terrifying curses. Step 2, what happens if an intruder actually breaks into the vault? You stop them at all costs before they can walk away and leak the truth. A higher power simply cannot let you walk away with the universe's classified intelligence. And boom, the deadly curse is triggered. So, the text delivers a very stern warning here. Snooping into these ultimate secrets, it's foolish and it's incredibly dangerous. Depending on how deep into the cosmic cookie jar you reach, you invite some seriously severe, systematic punishments. You might be threatened, have your tongue cut out, an eye gouged, be imprisoned, or just straight up be killed. It's a defense mechanism to protect the cosmic balance from us meddling humans. Which brings us to the very end of our source text, leaving us to chew on the absolute limits of human curiosity. It closes with this massive, thought-provoking question. Can we deduce the existence of the greatest creator from these mysterious phenomena? It really challenges us to look at the supposedly random tragedies of the Pharaoh's curse in a totally new light. Are they just spooky coincidences, or are they actual evidence of a divine restraint guarding the unknown? It's an absolutely fascinating concept to ponder. Thanks for hanging out with me for today's explainer, and keep questioning the mysteries out there.